Modern technology is the worst thing that ever happened to the world, and to promote its progress is nothing short of criminal. Thank you, Grandfather Rabbit.
Thanks for listening to your local NPR classical station, KUHFM 91.7 Helena, 89.1 Missoula. Another hour of the Baroque.
Yesterday was quite good. The only disruptive sounds were 9 evil jets. Today was good in early morning, but later in morning there was aircraft noise almost without intermission for, I would estimate, about an hour. In Lombard, Illinois, there's far more jet noise, and at times it is very annoying, but it does not disturb me nearly as much as does lesser jet noise here. Because here the noise destroys something wonderful. While in the city there is nothing for noises to destroy because one is living in a shit pile anyway. did. I... Can't get this. I can't get this around. It's not.
Ted, it doesn't work.
Huh?
It's broke. It's broke. Just hold on real tight. Whoa! I couldn't help myself. Sorry, Ted. Sorry, Ted. I won't do it again. I promise. Shoot.
Airplane idiot. Look, all I'm saying is no one's shooting at airplane. Right? There's no way
The supertanker bound for Long Beach, California, ran aground about 22 miles south of Valdez early Friday morning after loading a cargo of 1.25 million barrels from the Alaska pipeline. Oil poured into the Sound at the rate of 20,000 gallons an hour for 12 hours. Exxon acknowledges that the Valdez detoured into treacherous waters. The Coast Guard says the captain was trying to avoid large chunks of ice known as growlers that come from the nearby Columbia Glacier.
75%. Hi, Mods. It's me. Hi. No, it's okay. It's always it always does this, but I only had 150, and I'm gonna run out of time before we finish the conversation. Nothing. I just wouldn't talk to him. I just turned my back on him. Wouldn't talk to him. Yeah. Well, that's his issue. He shouldn't have got married. He shouldn't have married her, Ma. She's a bad influence on him. If that's not obvious to you now, it will be in the future. Well, I still love him, Ma, but I have nothing in common with David. He was jealous of the fact that I could do most things better than he could. It's a simple fact, Ma. Well, yeah, he was better socially than I was, but... Well, if you hadn't put me 2 years ahead in high school, perhaps I would have the ability to hold a conversation with a woman longer than 30 seconds. 2 relationships in my life. 2. I only got to first base, Ma. You know what first base is? Yeah, kissing. Tongue rubbing. Yeah. I have tongue rubbed twice. Twice. That's all. Nothing. No touching of breasts. No sexual intercourse. Well, who do you want me to tell? Who should I tell this to, Ma? Fuck. There's people listening. I just need to know if you're gonna send me money, Ma, please. I'm desperate. Please send me a check. Oh, for the love of God. Is that a yes or no? Thank you. And do not send food with a check. Just a check, Ma. I have to go. The beeping, the phone, it's a phone company, Ma. It's a phone company. I have to go.
To the editor, I would like to warn people of the danger of picking berries in power line road cuts. The Montana Electric Company sprays cancer-causing herbicides without any warnings to the public.
Was a very loud sonic boom. This was the last straw, and it reduced me to tears of impotent rage. But I have a plan for revenge.
People say violence and the taking of human life is not a way to resolve human problems. Can't work. As a matter of fact, history shows that it very often does work. I want to kill some people, preferably a scientist, a communist, businessman, or some other big shot. Used shotgun powder in the last, hoping it would do more damage than rifle powder. Spent $350 on the last bombing mission and barely blew a finger off. Absolutely frustrating. I can't seem to make a lethal bomb. Seeming increasingly infeasible without more money.
There you go.
Yeah, I don't take direction from women on mechanical matters. Please have your husband advise me on how to work.
Fucking asshole!
Yeah, did you see that? She tried to fire me. I'm doing what I'm doing my job. I'm doing what you told me. Fucking.
You know she runs the show around here. I mean,
what?
she runs the show.
Get the fuck out!
There is a psychosurgical operation that relieves people who get angry too easily. They stick electrodes into your brain and burn out the gizmo that produces the emotion of anger. Of course, I would rather be miserable or dead than be relieved by that humiliating method.
Excuse me, how much is this?
25 cents.
Okay, I'll think about it.
Doing some entertaining there, Ted?
No. Just need cutlery. Don't have a wife to chew my food and regurgitate it into my mouth.
Fair enough.
Since committing the crimes reported elsewhere in my notes, I feel better. I'm still plenty angry, you understand, but the difference is that I am now able to strike back, to a degree. True, I can't strike back to anything like the extent I wish to, but I no longer feel totally helpless, and the anger doesn't gnaw at my guts as it used to. Guilty feelings? Yes, a little. Occasionally I have bad dreams in which police are after me, or which I am threatened with punishment from supernatural source such as the devil. But these don't occur often enough to be a problem. I am definitely glad to have done what I have. Here comes a tough one. So, 4 numbers, keeping the 7 in the same place, create the greatest and the smallest number in the combination of those 4 digits. I'm going to give you a hint. The 0754 is a 3-digit number. Okay? And what's the greatest and smallest number with those 4 digits? Yeah, it's remarkable. That's fantastic. Your smallest. He is really coming along. He is really smart.
I think you've probably done enough.
Yeah. All this math is giving me a headache.
Well, that's what we want.
In Montana, if I went to the city to mail a bomb to some big shot, the driver would doubtless remember I rode the bus that day. In the anonymity of the big city, I figured it would be much safer to buy materials for a bomb and mail it.
Oh, fuck you. Oh, I fuck you do. Yeah. Nice ass. Nice tits. Face. Yeah. I could end this bitch.
What are you reading about?
The psychology of women. I'm reading. I have work to do. I'm.
Oh yeah?
Hmm?
What do you do?
I'm a psychiatrist.
No shit.
Yeah. Please do not tell me your troubles.
Right.
What do you do for a living?
I just got out of prison. I gotta go get a job.
Sure.
Maybe I'll go be a psychiatrist now.
Excuse me, I have to.
Hey.
I have to get the fuck out.
Have a good trip.
Evening. I need a room for one. It's Conrad, Joseph Conrad. How much?
$19.95.
A nickel. And change.
face a winter again here very, very shortly, as if we aren't already.
Commissioning the America, it's an even trade-off with the other new carriers proposed.
Thorough. But sources tell us the internal investigation and report to council raised many questions. And it should be noted, to date, there has been no independent investigation on why it took more than a year to arrest the son of a city councilman, the son of a sheriff's deputy, and the son of Shipley's administrative assistant in connection with 2 burglaries in the city.
If you frequently travel from one side of the ocean to the other, you'll find United's vast 747 fleet to be enormously pleasing. In fact, their superior comforts and spacious surroundings, combined with our renowned international service, make short work classic.
How's it going?
You looking for a computer?
Looking for something affordable.
Yeah. What kind of things are you looking to do with a computer?
Writing.
Okay, so looking at the Amiga, writing is a fantastic computer. It's the hardest, that's what we want. It's doing writing. It's the hardest, that's what we want. It's doing writing. The IBM PCAT is probably more
Yes.
IBM computers have fantastic productivity software. Microsoft Word, the Amiga is a fantastic computer. If you're doing a writing, typing word processing, any kind of productivity applications, the IBM PCAT is probably it's more compatible with most of the computers that people are using. I mean, like I said, this is editing computer code right now. It can do a lot more things than just edit text and code. I mean, the middle name is business. Watch this. If I'm typing away, see, I made a mistake there. I typed an A when I wanted an S. So if I just hit this key twice, backspace there, I can change that A to an S, and away I go. No whiteout, no correction ribbon. It's all there.
Are you the owner of the store?
No, I just work here.
Who is the owner?
The owner is behind the counter there with the mustache.
Oh.
I mean, would you like me to get him for you?
Oh,
or?
no.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
This is interesting. Thank you. I need to go.
Okay.
But,
well,
I'll think about it and
okay.
get back
well,
to you.
Come back anytime. I'm always here.
My motive for doing what I'm going to do is simply personal revenge. I do not expect to accomplish anything by it. Of course, if my crime and reasons for committing it gets any public attention, it may help to stimulate public interest in the technology question and thereby improve the chances of stopping technology before it's too late. But on the other hand, most people will probably be repelled by my crime. The opponents of freedom may use it as a weapon to support their arguments for control over human behavior. With no way of knowing whether my action will do more good than harm, I I certainly don't claim to be an altruist or to be acting for the good, whatever that is, of the human race. I act merely for my desire for revenge.
So how we do tonight, huh? Oh. Money, 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 money. Hey, I love it. Nice cough. You all right?
No.
You don't look so good. There. Here's 40 for tonight. And get yourself something else to drink too. No charge. And I got some Old Spice back there. On the house.
At this hour, police still have no leads in the package bombing in Lake Forest. Chuck Gowdy is here with the latest in the investigation to that story, Chuck.
Jack, a couple of days ago, Percy Wood received a letter from somebody named Enoch Fisher. The letter informed Wood to expect a book in the mail very soon. Well, when he got the book, it blew up in his face. The return address, 3414 West Ravenswood Avenue, but it didn't help much. It's a vacant lot. So, police are hoping for better luck with clues the explosion left behind.
Today, inside Wood's home, investigators finished picking up pieces of the bomb. That was nerve-wracking. Metal fragments were scattered throughout the kitchen and had to be separated from bits of glass and paper.
The evidence recovered from the home of Mr. Wood was in good condition and has been dispatched by courier to the Postal Inspection Service Crime Laboratory in Washington, D.C. The parcel wrapping, the packing, and portions of the bomb itself will be analyzed by the laboratory technicians, and they will furnish us a full report. At this time, we are unable to release any details on the makeup of the bomb. We have initiated an intense investigation to solve the attack upon Mr. Wood.
Recently, Percy Wood outfitted his home with an electronic security system, and he probably wouldn't open the front door if a stranger was outside. Like most of us, though, he opens mail, not knowing what's inside.
It'll never happen to me, is the way that most people look at it. Yourself, how many times have you opened your mail and thought that there might have been something in it?
Helping hand.
You got
got a driver's license?
Yeah, you're fucking angry, ripped your car, asshole. You wanna know who told us where it was? Your goddamn brother.
occasionally audible at my cabin. Exxon conducting seismic exploration for oil. A couple of helicopters flying all over the hills. Lower a thing with dynamite on cable. Make blast on ground. Instruments measure vibrations. I camped out, mostly in what I call a diagonal gulch, hoping to shoot up a helicopter in an area east of Crater Mountain. Proved harder than I thought, because helicopters always in motion. Never know where they will go next. Desecration. Where can I go now for peace and quiet? When I got back to camp, I cried, partly from frustration of missing, but mostly grief about what was happening to the country.
Fuck! Fuck you!
It is so beautiful. But if they did find oil, disaster. Even if not find oil, the blasts and helicopters ruin it.
Kaczynski reporting for duty.
Hey there, Ted.
Mrs. Hill?
I'm so glad you're here. You ready to work?
Yes, what can I do?
Let's head back this way. I'm gonna put you in the back with Becky, and we have this huge pile of books that we have to sort through. Unfortunately, we have to get rid of all of them. So I'm gonna have you guys split them up by genre, and
Hi.
Hi,
I'm Becky.
I'm Ted Kaczynski. They should really move from the Dewey Decimal System to the Library of Congress system. I'd suggested it a while back, but they still haven't, so now we have to do all this again. No, we're... Hi, David, it's me. Yeah. Yeah, because I was calling to talk to you, and she picked up, and I thought, I wanted to speak to you, not her. I've never met her. I thought it was a bad time to try to meet her over the phone, and so I hung up. Well, can't I be trusted to say the right thing to a woman, David, especially Linda with the history and... Oh my God, is that her in the background? David, fuck. Just tell her I apologize and ask her to leave the room so I can talk to you in private, please. You domesticated yourself. You're like a horse that's run into a farmer's field and volunteered for somebody to jump on your back and put a bit in your mouth. Well, I thought that we shared a lot of values, and I thought that we were on the same page of living in the wild. Now you're living in a zoo, like a caged animal with a trainer, a trainer who you need to run everything by. I'm sure. Oh, I bet you have to. Like if I asked you, I was actually going to call to ask for some help, some financial help. I just wanted a little money that I could repay. But I'm sure you have. Yeah, you would have. Yes, you would have to ask her, wouldn't you? Mm-hmm. See, that's what I mean.
Lonely, I'm Mr. Lonely. I have nobody for my own. I'm so lonely. I'm Mr. Lonely. Wish I had someone to call on the phone. Now I'm a soldier, a lonely soldier, away from home, through no wish of my own. That's why I'm lonely. I'm Mr. Lonely. I wish that I could go back home. Letters, never a letter. I get no letters in the mail. I've been forgotten, yeah, forgotten. Oh, how I wonder, how is it I feel? Now I'm a soldier, a lonely soldier, away from home, through no wish of my own. That's why I'm lonely. I'm Mr. Lonely. I wish that I could go back home.
Ted! Man in the cabin. Ted!
Good morning.
Good morning. Nice day.
Yeah.
You know, just checking through the past and a little investigation I was hoping you could help me with. Have you seen anyone, anything, people fooling around with any buildings around here?
No, only those kids who vandalized that cabin a while back. So nothing since then.
Sure.
You talked to Steve or Tom?
Yeah, Steve said his mill got wrecked a while back, too. But
Yeah,
it was a while ago.
Yeah.
Are motorcyclers, they hassling you nearby here?
No, nothing like snowmobile season anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Right. The reason I had to ask was we heard you got pretty upset with some riders from up the creek.
Yeah, I did. I did, yeah. Fucking assholes. A couple punks try to come across my property, and yeah. I wouldn't call that anything out of the ordinary, though. I imagine if you were in my position, you might act the same way.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's fair. I appreciate your time. If you hear of anything, can you let me know?
Have a nice day.
That's it.
Running this planet. We don't care if Citizen James McClure or Secretary of the Interior Donald Hodel don't want to let us in their office because they don't have credibility with us.
Some think Earth First is a terrorist organization, as they've not renounced violence. They see a difference between terrorism and sabotage.
All kinds of monkey wrenches. I've taken out, munched roads, I've spiked trees, I've siltated equipment, they're books.
A couple of us cut down a billboard last summer in Corvallis, got caught for that, fortunately. We'd like to see this system collapse, and I say the system, I mean the modern industrial system as we know it. And one reason why we see the modern industrial system as being so destructive is because it is based on the premise that it is for human beings that the world exists, the idea that human beings are just another species among millions of others on the planet.
And a reminder, David Foreman will be in the Missoula area speaking on September 23rd at the John Edwards School. This is Tom Douglas reporting of WCGR Montana NPR Radio.
Action! Action of any kind! But let our action set the finer points of our philosophy. We don't have to figure it all out. We all don't have to be saints on this planet to do something for it. It's time for a warrior society to rise up out of the earth and to put ourselves in front of the juggernaut of destruction. We need warriors. We need people and bodies out in the field to take down the apparatus of this mechanized destruction of this precious planet that we have. That's what my life is for. And that's what your life should be for. If you consider yourself eco-warriors, you have to get up and put your spear in the ground and fight. Do something.
Eco-fuckers hit list. Chevron, 225 Bush Street, San Francisco, California. 94104. Phillips Petroleum Company, CEO. National Lumber Exporters Association. The next day, I started for my home cabin. My route took me past a beautiful spot. A favorite place of mine where there was a spring of pure water that could safely be drunk without boiling. I stopped and said a kind of prayer to the spirit of the spring. It was a prayer in which I swore that I would take revenge for what was being done to the forest.
The people who are pushing all this growth and progress garbage deserve to be severely punished, but our goal is less to punish them than to propagate ideas. Introduction 1. The Industrial Revolution and its consequences have been a disaster for the human race. 4. We therefore advocate a revolution against the industrial system. 37. We attribute the social and psychological problems with modern society to the fact that the society requires people to live under conditions radically different from those under which the human race evolved. 46. In order to avoid serious psychological problems, a human being needs goals whose attainment requires effort. 69. It is true that primitive man is powerless against some of the things that threaten him, disease, for example, but he can accept the risk of disease stoically. 170. Oh, say the technophiles, science is going to fix that. We will conquer famine, eliminate psychological suffering, make everybody healthy and happy. Yeah, sure, that's what they said 200 years ago. 180. When the system becomes sufficiently stressed and unstable, a revolution against technology may be possible. 181. The technophiles are taking us all on an utterly reckless ride into the unknown. 185. As for the negative consequences of eliminating industrial society, well, you can't eat your cake and have it too. To gain one thing, you have to sacrifice another.
I got a fish! I got one! Yeah!
Good job!
Yeah!
Holy... It's amazing! Big!
There's nothing that could ever be important enough for you to get in touch with me. Even if Mother dies, I don't want to hear about it. I have nothing more. I have nothing more to... David, I just need a yes or no. Are you gonna... Will you please help me with money? What do you want? Do you want me to beg? I'm begging, David. I'm on my fucking knees, right in the phone booth, begging you. Do you feel powerful, David? Do you feel empowered? The strong, dominant male. Finally, you have your brother on his knees asking for money. God damn it! Fuck, David, cocksucker, man! I'm asking for... Yes, 1,000. Thank you, David. Yes. Yeah, it is. Yes, it is a brotherly act, and it's noted. You too. Hugs and kisses to Linda. Okay. Boredom is almost non-existent once you've become adapted to life in the woods. If you don't have any work that needs to be done, you can sit for hours at a time just doing nothing. Just listening to the birds, or the wind, or the silence, watching the shadows move as the sun travels. Or simply looking at familiar objects. And you don't get bored. You're just at peace. To the San Francisco Examiner. We have waited until now to announce ourselves because our earlier bombs were embarrassingly ineffectual. The injuries they inflicted were relatively minor. In order to influence people, the terrorist group must show a certain amount of success. When we finally realized the amount of smokeless powder needed to blow up anyone or anything was too large to be practical, we decided to take a couple of years off and learn something about explosives and develop an effective bomb. Enclosure. 1. The aim of the Freedom Club is the complete and permanent destruction of modern industrial society in every part of the world.
have a wide range. Actually, you have corporate executives. You have one bomb placed aboard an American Airlines aircraft, also in the late 70s. There have been college professors. Two types of bombs, in the sense that about half of them are mail, letter bombs or package bombs, and about half of them have been placed in a position where someone would disturb the package, open up the package, and cause the bomb to explode. So in those
Well, as long as I'm going to throw everything away anyway, instead of having to shoot it out with the cops or something, I will go up to Canada and take off into the woods with a rifle and try to live off the country. If that doesn't work out, and if I can get back to civilization before I starve, then I will come back here and kill someone I hate. I need to renew my passport. I have the...
They found a way to kill me yet. Eyes burn with stinging sweat. Seems every path leads me to nowhere. Wife and kids, household pet. Army green was no safe bet. The bullets screamed to me from...
Clearly, we are in a position to do a great deal of damage, and it doesn't appear that the FBI is going to catch us anytime soon. The FBI is a joke.
Yeah, here come the rooster. Yeah.
FBI, suck my cock.
Morning.
Morning. I have a complaint about the Montana Telephone Company. It concerns some of your payphones in Lincoln, Montana. These payphones consistently malfunction in such a manner as to steal a caller's quarters. You put a quarter in, and then it either gets jammed or it doesn't register. And then the coin release doesn't work, so that either you can't put the call through and the quarters are lost, or the call does go through, but you end up paying 25 cents or 50 cents more than the price of the call. This problem has persisted for several years. This is not the first time that I have complained, although it is the first time that I've complained in person. But I've spoken to the operators about it several times, and nothing has been done over the years. The main offender is actually the payphone on the corner of Highway 200 and Stemple Pass. I'm forced to use that one on occasion because it's the only one that the company provides that offers any level of privacy at all. But it steals at least 50% of my quarters. It swindles me. And the company is aware of this offending booth. That's a criminal act. My money is being stolen.
On behalf of the Montana Phone Company, I apologize for your inconvenience. Do you happen to have a record of how much money you've lost over the years?
I do. $5.75.
$5.
Yes.
75 cents.
Yes, this year.
This year.
Yes. I have a letter which you could give to your superiors, and it contains all the details that I have just relayed to you now.
I would love to give it to my superiors, but we can only accept letters through the post. I can't hand deliver a letter. Do you see the problem?
I came in here to bring you the letter in person.
I appreciate that. But I can't take it. You have a wonderful day.
I'm going to write to my congressman about this.
Okay.
During my romantic phase, I continued to have fantasies of a primitive life, but I tended strongly to embellish this with romantic details like horns resounding through the forest, savage-looking tunics of bearskin, and so forth. Sequence of small advances, there will be no rational and effective public resistance. It is not possible to make a lasting compromise between technology and freedom because technology is by far the more powerful social force and continually erodes on freedom through repeated compromise. Repeated compromise. As society and the problems that face it become more and more complex, and as machines become more and more intelligent, people will let machines make more and more of their decisions for them, simply because machine-made decisions will bring better results than man-made ones. Eventually, a stage may be reached at which the decisions necessary to keep the system running will be so complex that human beings will be incapable of making them intelligently. At that stage, the machines will be in effective control. People won't be able to just turn the machines off, because they will be so dependent on them that turning them off would amount to suicide.
I'm fucking about like 40 fucking miles. I'm fucking jerking.
You know, my parents pushed me so hard in academia, I never really learned to be at ease around women.
You tell me your heart, Ted. You're quite right. You love me.
I do. I do. It's actually, it's the truth. I love you. I love you so much, I'm gonna let go of these handlebars.
No, don't do it.
I'm gonna let go.
No, please don't.
Okay, one hand. Just one hand. Okay, come on, there you go. There you go. Okay. Oh, the right hand, come off. You're my right hand. Woman has to be the right hand of a man. Okay. Woohoo!
We are an anarchist group
Calling ourselves FC. Notice that the postmark on this envelope precedes a newsworthy event that will happen about the time you receive this letter, if nothing goes wrong. We are getting tired of making bombs.
It's no fun having to spend all your evenings and weekends preparing dangerous mixtures, filing trigger mechanisms out of scraps of metal, or searching the Sierras for a place isolated enough to test a bomb. So we offer a bargain. We have a long article, between 29,000 and 37,000 words, that we want to have published. If you can get it published according to our requirements, we will permanently desist from terrorist activities. If the answer is satisfactory, we will finish typing the manuscript and send it to you. If the answer is unsatisfactory, we will start building our next bomb. FC. I am choked with frustration at my inability to get my stinking fucking family off my back once and for all. No, it does include you, David. It emphatically and specifically includes you. Yeah, of course, you're part of my stinking fucking family. It's not an emotional decision, it's a logical decision, David. It's logical. Yeah, I have my own mind. All right, I have my own mind, David. I think my own thoughts, and then I do what I think I should do, as opposed to what other people. Look, I'm not going to do this again. I'm not going to do this again with you, David. All right? I do not want to hear from you or any member of my stinking fucking family ever again. Goodbye.
Hello from CNN News Center in Atlanta. I'm Natalie Allen. We're about to take live a news conference from San Francisco, headed up by the FBI today, concerning the bomb threat that has come in. The person behind the threat may be the so-called Unabomber, and the threat has resulted in heightened security at 5 airports.
Everything. Small debris, big debris, dust.
I'm relieved to see a lot of security around.
And determination.
Our position is we will keep the security measures in place until the matter is resolved.
It's been more than 5 days since the Unabomber threatened to blow up an airliner flying in or out of Los Angeles by July 4th. But after 17 years, 23 injuries, and 3 deaths, the Unabomber is nothing to joke about. Experts say the Unabomber is stepping up his activities because he's jealous of the attention given to the Oklahoma City bombing, which stole the thunder from his last package bomb explosion. Experts also believe the Unabomber may be headed for a fall.
I think he's on a high now. I think he's all pumped up. I think he's intoxicated with his own power, and I think at this point, he's most vulnerable. Pride goeth before the fall. I think he might make some major mistakes.
Raise the stakes again. In letters sent to the Washington Post and the New York Times this week, the Unabomber has pledged to stop his murderous spree if these leading American papers will publish a 35,000-word manifesto. In the document, the Unabomber condemns modern technology and says computers have created a world in which humans are mere cogs in a machine. That proposal has led to a life-or-death question for the Post and Times. Should they cave into threats and publish, or refuse to let themselves be used as a platform for propaganda?
In paragraph 125, we use an analogy of a weak neighbor who is left destitute by a strong neighbor who takes all his land by forcing on him a series of compromises. But suppose now that the strong neighbor gets sick so that he is unable to defend himself. The weak neighbor can force the strong one to give him his land back, or he can kill him. If he lets the strong man survive and only forces him to give his land back, he is a fool, because when the strong man gets well, he will again take all the land for himself. The only sensible alternative for the weaker man is to kill the strong one while he has the chance. In the same way, while the industrial system is sick, we must destroy it. If we compromise with it and let it recover from its sickness, it will eventually wipe out all of our freedom.
It ain't gonna happen. We're back at CNN in Washington. We hear somebody yelling, it ain't gonna happen. Don't know whose voice that is. Trying to catch back up to O.J. Simpson, heading past LAX on the 405 freeway north. Again, you see traffic in the south lane, stopping and looking. Police cars trailing, other traffic stopping off to the right. Getting toward 8 o'clock.
It's really good to add the hazelnut flavored creamer into it. Yeah, it makes it a lot better. Yeah. Hey Gilbert, you should take this even though it isn't for you.
Maybe it's a bomb. You should send that off to Bill.
Maybe it's a love letter. Oh, it's Oklahoma City. Oh, be careful.
Postal Service circulates a special training tape illustrating detection techniques. It also graphically demonstrates the power of a mail bomb by use of a dummy in a mock-up office.
Well, he's matching wits. He's matching wits with everybody who comes into conflict with him. This is the arena. This is the Coliseum. It's me against the lion.
Add to this the letter received by the New York Times, a letter sent before the latest bombings. It warned of a newsworthy event and claimed responsibility in the name of an anarchist group calling itself FC.
We don't have a shred of evidence that he's connected with any other people.
The FBI says it's up to the New York Times whether they comply with the Unabomber's demand to publish a long written piece. But the FBI seems to doubt the sincerity of the Unabomber's offer. That's because in the same letter, he reserved the right to engage in sabotage, intended to damage property instead of humans.
This morning in Washington, the news dominating street corner conversation was what was on the front page of this morning's paper. The Washington Post had published a special section containing the 35,000-word manifesto of the serial mail bomber known as Unabomb. The Post cited, quote, public safety reasons for its decision, taken and paid for jointly with the New York Times. In an unusual joint statement, publishers Donald Graham of the Post and Arthur Sulzberger Jr. of the Times justified publication. Quote, if we fail to do so, the Unabomber threatened to send a bomb to an unspecified destination with intent to kill. Behind the difficult decision, the New York Times pointed out in its lead, was, quote, the request of the Attorney General Janet Reno and the FBI Director Louis Freeh. We have seen through the previous publication.
Yeah! Yeah!
Attorney General and the FBI have all surrendered authority to the Unabomber.
I can see this fellow who has to be right now having a psychological orgasm. They've elevated him to controlling, like a puppeteer, cities, newspapers, and everything else. Where does it go from here?
It is difficult to argue with his logic. You can bet that neither the New York Times nor the Washington Post would have published his essay absent his track record as a murderer and his, therefore, totally credible threat that he would kill again.
disagreed with the popular belief that you are a serial killer and should be treated like one. I pointed out that serial killers derive the whole of their satisfaction from the act of killing. In your case, I suggested that killing was merely a means to the end. Your objectives are much bolder and infinitely more elaborate. You want to change the world. Bob Guccione, editor, Penthouse Magazine.
Please. Sure. Sure, come over, David. Please, yeah.
you come show us your boundary? We're trying to figure out where your property line ends.
Morning, Ted.
Morning.
This is Bob and Mike. They're miners.
Good morning, Mr. Kaczynski. We've been doing a little mining in the area, and, well, we just got a little bit confused about where your property line ends. We were hoping that you could show us exactly where this line is.
Yeah, no. All right, let me just get my jacket.
Get your fucking hands off me! Get your fucking hands off of me! Get your fucking hands off of me!
Mr. Kaczynski, we're with the FBI. We have a warrant to search your cabin.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Got him!
Now, what we're told by federal law enforcement officials is that they received a tip on this person indirectly from a family member. This man's brother contacted a prominent Washington, D.C. lawyer who in turn got in touch with the FBI and told them about this person, and they've had him under surveillance now for about a week or so, we're told. They are preparing right now to serve a search warrant, or probably in the process of serving it now. Now, we don't know whether this person is at home, what they expect to find there, whether they're just going to find evidence that they would take from the house, possible evidence, or whether they're actually going to find someone. We don't know whether there's been any arrest yet, but it does appear to be a promising development at this point.